In a distant fantasy world, there lived a special unicorn. This unicorn had pure white fur and a shining horn, and her name was Maya. Maya was known for her kindness and her willingness to help others. Maya lived in a beautiful forest, adorned with tall ancient trees, lush green meadows, and vibrant flowers of every color. The forest was also home to various other peculiar creatures, such as cheerful birds, mischievous squirrels, and friendly rabbits. Maya became good friends with these woodland animals. One day, as Maya was strolling through the forest, she encountered a creature named Kiki. Kiki was a small horse with wings, and its body was covered in beautiful rainbow feathers. Kiki showed Maya a mysterious place rumored to possess endless magical powers. Maya followed Kiki into this mysterious place and was immediately stunned by the beautiful scenery as soon as she entered. There were vibrant rainbows, waterfalls cascading down, and tiny fairies dancing in the air. Excitement and curiosity filled Maya's heart as she decided to embark on an adventurous journey in this magical realm. Maya and Kiki embarked on their adventure together. They journeyed through forests, crossed mountains, and explored one awe-inspiring place after another. Along the way, they encountered numerous challenges and obstacles, but Maya showcased her bravery and intelligence, helping them overcome the difficulties. During their journey, Maya and Kiki met other adventurers and formed a strong team together. The team consisted of a clever fox, a brave wolf, and an adorable kitten. They supported and encouraged each other, facing one challenge after another hand in hand. After Maya and her team entered the maze, they faced a series of difficulties and challenges. Each room in the maze was filled with puzzles and dangers, requiring them to adapt and respond flexibly in order to find the treasure and pass through safely. The first room was an illusionary maze with dim lighting and walls adorned with mesmerizing patterns. Maya and her team needed to use their wits to find the correct exit without being misled by illusions. Through collaboration, constant discussion, and analysis, they eventually succeeded in finding a way out. Next, they entered a room with mechanical traps. The floor had pressure-sensitive switches that would trigger traps if touched incorrectly. Maya and her team proceeded with caution, carefully coordinating their actions and taking precise steps. They successfully avoided the traps, reaching the next room safely. In the central room of the maze, they encountered one of the most challenging obstacles. A tall stone wall blocked their path with no obvious switches or keys. Maya and her team spent a long time observing and exploring carefully. Eventually, they discovered a tiny crevice. By concentrating their strength together, they successfully pushed the stone wall aside, paving the way forward. The last room presented a test of intellectual puzzles. A dragon statue guarded the treasure, and only by answering the riddles correctly could they gain passage. Maya and her team patiently pondered and reasoned, eventually unraveling the dragon's riddle, earning the dragon's approval, and gaining access to the path leading to the treasure. When Maya and her team finally arrived in the room where the treasure lay, they tightly held each other's hands, feeling the courage and perseverance within one another. They expressed gratitude for each person's contribution and opened the treasure together. The treasure emitted a beautiful radiance, as if the world was filled with love and hope. Maya and her team deeply felt this positive energy, understanding that this adventure was not just about finding the treasure, but also about discovering the strength and growth within themselves. During this journey, Maya and her team underwent a series of tests and challenges, but they overcame each difficulty through wisdom, courage, and teamwork. This experience made them stronger, more confident, and strengthened the trust and friendship among them. They realized that only through the power of the team could they overcome any obstacle and achieve victory. As Maya and her team concluded their adventure and returned to their home, they were filled with a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment. They carried the experiences and values gained from this journey back with them, sharing them with the other creatures of the forest. Witnessing their friendship and bravery, others were inspired and looked up to them as role models. The Happy Little Dragon Boat. In a lush and joyful village, the villagers hold a grand celebration every year on the 5th day of the 5th lunar month, known as the Dragon Boat Festival, to commemorate a great poet and patriot named Huon. The competing dragon boats were all magnificent and sturdy, and Little Dragon looked at them with a mixture of admiration and envy. Little Dragon was a jade green boat with golden edges, and he often dreamed of participating in the race and becoming the champion. However, he was still too young, not strong enough, and not very skilled at paddling. He couldn't maintain a stable speed or direction, which made him feel frustrated. One day, Little Dragon saw his friends getting ready for the dragon boat race. They were all working hard, paddling and training their bodies, appearing very busy. Little Dragon also wanted to be part of the dragon boat race but didn't know what to do. At that moment, a wise old fish noticed Little Dragon's confusion and approached him, saying,
"Little Dragon, although you may lack strength, you can still help others in different ways. During the race, you can cheer for everyone and boost their morale."
Upon hearing the wise old fish's words, Little Dragon's eyes lit up, and he decided to do his best to cheer everyone on. So, he began practicing at home every day, waving a small flag and shouting, "Go, go, you can do it!" Finally, the day of the competition arrived. The villagers gathered by the riverside, and Little Dragon also docked by the shore with his small flag, ready to watch the race. The competition began, and the dragon boats glided across the water like arrows, with synchronized movements and increasing speed. People on the shore cheered, and the cheers echoed through the air. Little Dragon watched his friends paddling hard, vigorously waving his small flag and shouting encouraging slogans. His voice was loud and uplifting, inspiring everyone around. Unconsciously, people followed Little Dragon's rhythm and shouted in unison, while the racing dragon boats were also fueled by the support. Although Little Dragon didn't participate in the race, his presence brought boundless strength to everyone. Finally, the competition came to an end. Although only one dragon boat won the championship, every participant felt proud because they had given their best effort. After a busy day, people dispersed and Little Dragon returned home. He felt content in his heart. He had spent a special dragon boat festival with his friends and realized that even though he wasn't skilled at navigating, he could bring happiness and strength to others by helping them. He had become a part of the community. From that day forward, every dragon boat festival, Little Dragon would be by the shore, waving his small flag, leading the villagers and cheering for the competing dragon boats. At the end of the story, children, are you willing to be like Little Dragon and help others in your own way, bringing happiness and courage to them? Don't underestimate yourselves just because you are young. Even with little strength, as long as you have a willing heart to help others and take action, you can become a great person too. In the beautiful world of the ocean, there was a little fish named Kiki. He lived in a small bay next to the coral reef. Kiki had big eyes and shiny scales, and he was filled with curiosity about the ocean. Every day, he swam around observing every corner of the sea, longing for a real adventure. One day, Kiki decided to bravely pursue his dreams. He said to himself,
"I want to go on an adventure and make more friends. I want to discover the secrets of the ocean."
Excitedly, Kiki swam towards the vast, faraway sea. During the adventure journey, Kiki encountered a sea turtle named Bobby. Bobby was an elder ocean sage, with a sturdy shell and kind eyes. Kiki and Bobby quickly became good friends, exploring the mysteries of the ocean together. Bobby told Kiki about the diversity and beauty of marine creatures. They swam across colorful coral reefs, witnessing vibrant schools of fish and enchanting seaweed. Kiki was mesmerized by these breathtaking sights, feeling the infinite charm of the ocean. Just as they were enjoying their adventure, Kiki and Bobby suddenly saw garbage floating on the water. There were plastic bags, broken glass, and rotten food. Kiki felt very sad, and they both knew how dangerous it was for marine life and the ecosystem. Kiki and Bobby stopped to discuss this issue. They decided to do something to protect the ocean. Kiki and Bobby came up with a plan. They decided to go back to the little bay and inform other marine creatures about the issue of pollution, encouraging everyone to take action. On their way home, they encountered a clever octopus named Ollie. Ollie told them how to share this important message with other marine creatures. They all worked together to create posters and write slogans, hoping to raise awareness. Kiki, Bobby, and Ollie shared their adventures and experiences with other marine creatures. They organized a beach clean-up event in the Little Bay, inviting everyone to join in cleaning up the garbage in the ocean. Crabs, starfish, seashells, and other creatures actively participated, protecting their marine home with love and action. With everyone's active involvement, the seawater gradually regained its clear appearance, and the marine life became happier and healthier. Kiki and Bobby felt very proud. At the end of the story, Kiki, Bobby, Ollie, and the other marine creatures felt happy. They understood that everyone could be a guardian of the ocean, protecting this beautiful and vibrant marine world. They hoped that more people would join their ranks and work together to preserve the ocean. This story tells the tale of Kiki, who, through adventure and making new friends, became aware of the issue of ocean pollution and took action to protect the ocean alongside others. Through the story, readers can cultivate their awareness and love for ocean conservation. Keep your word. When little Kitty Mouse saw the dazzling green skateboard of little dog Woof, he began to long for a cool skateboard of his own.
Hi Wolf, your green skateboard is so cool. I also want a skateboard like that.
Thank you. This is my beloved skateboard. But I don't want to trade.
Meow felt disappointed, but he started trying to persuade Woof to exchange skateboards.
I have 3 toy balls. You can choose one of them and give me your green skateboard. Is that fair?
But I cherish my skateboard. I don't want to trade.
Okay, I can give you 2 toy balls. Which 2 do you like?
Really? Then I want your blue ball and yellow ball.
Alright, we have a deal. I'll give you 2 toy balls, and you'll give me the green skateboard.
Woof and Meow shook hands to seal the agreement, but things didn't go as smoothly as they had hoped.
This is fantastic. Now I have a green skateboard.
Wait, Meow, take a look at your skateboard.
Meow was surprised to find that the green skateboard he received was actually broken.
This isn't fair. How did my skateboard become broken?
Hee, I don't know either. Maybe you should check it before we exchange.
Meow felt like he had been tricked, but he also realized that he hadn't checked the skateboard carefully. He decided to figure out a way to solve the problem.
Wolf, you see, even though my skateboard is broken, we are friends, and friends should help each other. Can you help me repair the skateboard?
All right. As a friend, I will help you solve the problem.
So Woof and Meow started repairing the green skateboard together. They used tools, with Woof providing professional advice and Meow assisting in identifying the broken parts. In the end, they successfully fixed the green skateboard. Meow looked at Woof with gratitude.
Thank you, Wolf. You're such a great friend. Not Not only did you not laugh at me, but you also fixed my skateboard.
No problem, meow. Friends are meant to help each other. Next time, we can have even more fun together.
They started playing together, and their friendship grew even stronger because of the spy game incident. Meow and Woof learned the importance of keeping their promises from this story and understood that true friendship is built on mutual help and support. Their friendship continued, bringing more laughter and happiness. This is the humorous story of Meow and Woof's spy game, filled with friendship and lessons learned on their adventurous journey. Gaia's Coral Reef Adventure.
Today is a special day. I'm going on an adventure to find a more beautiful seashell as my home.
Wow! Little Gaia, you're so brave! I hope you find a more comfortable shell than your current one.
After leaving home, little Gaia arrives at a beach.
Wow, why is there so much trash here? Look, those hermit crabs are using garbage as their shells.
Yes, it's a big problem. The garbage discarded by humans is causing great harm to us and other marine creatures.
I can't just stand by. I want to join your beach cleanup action and help clean up the trash.
Everyone works together to clean up the beach and collect the garbage.
We must restore this beach to its original state and stop the garbage from ruining our beautiful ocean.
During the beach cleanup, little Gaia suddenly notices several sea turtles, Tata, in distress.
Hey, what's going on with you guys?
We mistakenly swallowed a plastic bag, thinking it was a jellyfish, and now it's stuck in our mouths, and we can't spit it out.
Don't worry, I'll help you.
Little Gaia carefully uses its claws to remove the plastic bag from Tata's mouth.
Thank you so much, little Gaia. We almost lost our lives because of this plastic bag.
Don't eat plastic anymore. It's dangerous for all of us. We must protect the ocean together and make it more beautiful.
Little Gaia and Tata continue to clean up the beach, protecting the ocean. Continuing the journey, little Gaia encounters a sorrowful coral fish, Ray Ray.
Why are you so sad?
Because our home, the coral reef, has been overexploited and has become worse. Many marine creatures have lost their homes.
That's so unfortunate. I must help you. I have an idea.
Little Gaia shows its claws.
How can you help?
I can use my claws to rescue fish and other creatures trapped in fishing nets and try to plant corals to repair the damaged coral reef.
That's amazing. Thank you, little Gaia.
Little Gaia begins using its claws to rescue trapped marine creatures and starts planting corals.
This is a challenging mission, but I won't give up. I will work hard to protect this beautiful ocean.
During a restoration action, little Gaia is planting corals.
What's this?
Little Gaia carefully digs around the corals.
Upon uncovering the corals, little Gaia discovers a perfect seashell.
Fantastic! I finally found my home. It's even more beautiful than my previous one.
Congratulations, little Gaia. You not only helped us, but also found your own happiness.
Thank you all for your support. This adventure has taught me a lot, and cherishing the ocean is the responsibility of every creature. I hope my story can encourage more friends to join the efforts to protect the ocean.
We will definitely work hard to protect this beautiful ocean.
Biological trivia. The hermit crab is a unique and fascinating marine creature that inhabits various ocean environments. These small crab-like animals lack a hard shell on their backs, so they must seek larger shells to use as temporary homes. As they grow, hermit crabs constantly search for larger shells to accommodate their size. The defining feature of hermit crabs is their two large claws, which they use for protection and to grab food. They dig holes on the seabed to find food and share habitats with other marine creatures. Hermit crabs play an important role in marine ecosystems and are a common sight in environments such as beaches and coral reefs.
星辰冒险记
The Stardust Adventure Chronicles. In the distant interstellar realm, there exists a planet brimming with fantastical creatures and mystical powers known as Stardust. Stardust is a friendly and peaceful place inhabited by a diverse array of beings. Among them are elves with a fusion of rainbow light, flying birds adorned with fiery red wings, and little spirits with the ability to control plant growth. Within this beautiful world of Stardust resides a young girl with special abilities named Shun Sham. She can communicate with plants, guiding them to flourish and bring endless vitality and beauty to Stardust. Shun Sham's friends, Shun Ai and Shun Kai, also possess unique powers. Shun Ai can create joyful atmospheres with the colors of the rainbow, while Shun Kai wields the power of wisdom, capable of solving various challenges. However, the peaceful life of Stardust is about to be threatened. A dark force is quietly infiltrating the planet, led by evil creatures who seek to conquer this beautiful land. The inhabitants of Stardust feel uneasy and fearful, knowing they must find a way to resist this dark power, or else Stardust will be forever engulfed in darkness. Scene switches to Shun Sham's home, where she is discussing countermeasures with Shun Ai and Shun Kai.
Shun Sham, we can't just sit idly by, we must find the source of the dark power and put a stop to it.
Shun Ai, you're right, Shun Sham. We are the guardians of Stardust, and we cannot let the dark forces destroy this beautiful home.
Shun Kai, but the dark creatures are formidable. Our own powers might not be enough. Perhaps we should seek help from others.
Scene switches to the three of them setting off on their adventure. Narrator, and so Shun Sham, Shun Ai, and Shun Kai embarked on their adventurous journey, traversing every corner of Stardust in search of a solution to the crisis. Along the way, they encountered numerous challenges and difficulties, as the dark creatures sent their minions to hinder them. However, during this process, their friendship grew stronger with each passing moment. Through mutual assistance, they learned to trust and collaborate with one another. Encouraging and supporting one another, they collectively harnessed their unique abilities to overcome obstacles. Scene: the forest.
Shun Sham, this is Stardust's forest. We must be careful, it's filled with maze-like groves.
Shun Ai, no worries. Let me use the power of the rainbow to guide us on the right path.
Shun Kai, good idea. And we should also be vigilant about any potential dangers hidden in the forest.
Shun Sham utilizes her plant abilities to search for the correct path. Shun Ai uses the rainbow's light to show them the way. Shun Kai carefully inspects their surroundings, guarding against traps. They cooperate closely with each other, successfully avoiding the perplexing forest traps. Scene: in the middle of the lake.
Shun Ai, wow, this lake is so beautiful, with a rainbow on the water's surface.
Shun Sham, I hear something in the lake. Shun-kai, let's listen carefully.
Voice from the lake. You must answer with your truest desires to gain the direction forward.
Shun-sham, thoughtfully pondering, I wish for Stardust to remain peaceful and full of vitality.
The lake ripples slightly and the rainbow shines brighter.
Shun-ai, I wish to bring happiness and laughter to everyone in Stardust.
The lake becomes even brighter and the rainbow bursts with radiance.
Shunkai, I wish for wisdom and a clear mind to help everyone solve various challenges.
The lake sparkles with waves and the rainbow emits a dazzling light.
Voice from the lake. Your wishes have been acknowledged. Your friendship and pure hearts will guide you towards the path of life.
The lake water becomes swift and an invisible boat of light emerges. Shun-sham, excited, look, there's a boat.
Shun-ai, it must be the magical boat of the lake. It will take us to resolve the crisis.
Shun-kai, let's board the boat. It will lead us to find a way to rescue Stardust.
The three of them board the boat of light, and it glides downstream with the flow of the lake passing through the ethereal rainbow. Scene, minions of the dark creatures.
Shun-ai, wow, this place is so scary. Monsters are everywhere.
Shunkai, we mustn't be frightened. We need to face this bravely.
Shun-sham, let's work together and use the power of the rainbow and plants to resist them.
We must seal its dark power to save Stardust.
Shun-ai, I'll create a protective barrier with the rainbow's light to shield us from attacks.
United as one, the three of them focus their efforts. Shun-sham slowly seals the dark creature's power with the growth force of plants. Shun-ai forms a protective shield with the rainbow's light, and Shun-kai uses the power of wisdom to break through the darkness's barriers. The scene where the dark creature is being sealed. The dark creature feels unprecedented resistance, thrashing violently, attempting to break free from its restraints. But Shun-sham, Shun-ai, and Shun-kai stand united, showing no sign of backing down.
Dark creature, roaring, you once dared to defy me. I will plunge Stardust into eternal darkness.
Shun-sham, you're wrong, dark creature. Stardust will always have light and hope, and your darkness will eventually dissipate.
Dark creature, furious, impossible. My dark power is invincible.
Shun-ai, resolute, we believe in the power of unity, and it will triumph over your darkness.
Shunkai, this is the wish of the residents of Stardust. You cannot destroy our hope.
The dark creature's power gradually gets sealed, its roar becoming weaker until it is ultimately bound deep within Stardust. Scene switches to the scene where Stardust is restored to peace, plants blooming again, and the inhabitants rejoicing with laughter and joy. The friendship among the three grew even stronger during this adventure. They realized that only through friendship, trust, and unity could they overcome the forces of darkness and safeguard the peace and beauty of Stardust. Through this journey, they forged an eternal bond of friendship and became true guardians of Stardust. They knew that as long as they believed in each other, Stardust would forever thrive in happiness and prosperity. Delicious Wonderland, Doodle's Taste Adventure. Doodle is a very picky little boy when it comes to food. He always holds a doubtful attitude towards food and only eats what he has recently become accustomed to, such as chicken nuggets, French fries, and peanut butter sandwiches. One day, Doodle's parents took him to a magical place called Food Ingredient Wonderland. According to legend, this place is brimming with a variety of extraordinary ingredients that can help people broaden their palate and end their picky eating habits. As the family stepped into the Food Ingredient Wonderland, Doodle was stunned by the scene before him. Colorful ingredients were placed everywhere. Red carrots, green broccoli, orange pumpkins, and all sorts of uniquely shaped fruits and vegetables. Doodle's eyes widened in disbelief as he couldn't fathom that these foods were actually real.
Wow, Mom, Dad, this place is amazing! Look at those colorful vegetables and fruits. They appear as if they've come out of a fairy tale.
Doodle said excitedly. Doodle's mom smiled and said,
Absolutely. Food Ingredient Wonderland is a magical place. Today, let's challenge your taste buds and see if we can find a food combination that will astonish you.
Within the Food Ingredient Wonderland, Doodle met a friendly ingredient guide named Ninny. Ninny told Doodle that this place held a magical secret. Trying different ingredient combinations could result in creating astonishingly delightful dishes.
Hee hee, little one, it looks like you're quite curious about food. Let's play a little game. You choose some ingredients that you're not very familiar with, and then we'll create a delicious dish together. How does that sound?
Ninny asked in a friendly manner. Doodle hesitated a bit, but he decided to give it a shot. He selected a few ingredients he wasn't very familiar with, including purple sweet potatoes, yellow pineapple, white fish meat, and even some vegetables he typically didn't enjoy eating. Ninny and Doodle worked together, crafting a dish with a colorful display, purple sweet potato and pineapple fish stir-fry.
Doodle took a bite with a hint of nervousness, then furrowed his brow and tears of emotion welled up in his eyes.
The flavor of the dish was surprisingly delightful, each bite bringing him an unprecedented sense of enjoyment.
Wow, Sister Ninny, I never thought these ingredients could be so delicious. I used to believe I only knew how to eat chicken nuggets.
Doodle said with a sense of wonder. From that day forward, Doodle became much more open-minded. He began courageously trying different combinations of ingredients, crafting a series of stunning delicacies. He became a frequent guest at the Food Ingredient Wonderland, exploring the secrets of ingredients with Ninny, and creating his very own delicious adventures. Doodle's transformation also inspired other children. They flocked to the Food Ingredient Wonderland, embarking on new culinary journeys and exploring the vibrant world of ingredients. Together, they crafted a wonderful story filled with laughter and friendship. This is the tale of Doodle and his friends' delicious adventure. The story of the young boy Doodle initially being a picky eater, but then bravely trying different food combinations in the magical food wonderland, where he discovers delightful surprises, teaches us that an open-minded approach can lead to delicious adventures. Don't be afraid to try new foods, because each ingredient holds its unique flavor, and it might just become your favorite. Come explore the colorful world of food, and embark on a journey of taste and delight.
Brave Esther. Do you know about the festival of Purim in Israel? Do you know the origins of Purim? Let's learn some history together. A long, long time ago, there was a beautiful kingdom called Persia. The king of this kingdom was named Ahasuerus, and he lived in the capital city of Susa in Iran. This story is about a young woman named Esther, and her story takes place in this kingdom. One day, King Ahasuerus hosted a magnificent banquet, inviting all the nobles and people of the kingdom. This feast lasted for several days, and people indulged in fine cuisine and music within the palace.
King Ahasuerus, standing on the dais, said, "Dear friends, let us raise our glasses to the prosperity of our kingdom."
Everyone raised their glasses and cheered together. However, the queen of the kingdom, Vashti, refused the king's invitation, which made the king very angry. Therefore, Ahasuerus decided to search for a new queen. In the kingdom, there was a Jewish man named Mordecai, and his cousin was named Esther. She was a very intelligent and beautiful woman, greatly admired by those who knew her. When the king announced his intention to choose a new queen, Esther was also brought to the palace.
Esther, to herself, said, "I will strive to make the king favor me."
In the palace, there was a wicked man named Haman. He looked down upon the Jewish people and devised a plan against them. Haman convinced the king to issue a decree that decreed the destruction of all Jewish people.
Haman to the king said, "Your Majesty, we should expel the Jewish people from the kingdom because they do not respect you."
King Ahasuerus, nodding in agreement, said, "Very well, you arrange a date, and I will sign this decree."
When Esther heard this news, she was deeply saddened. She knew she had to do something, or her people would be in grave danger. So she decided to take a risk and go see the king. In those times, the queen couldn't approach the king without being summoned. Otherwise, it could be a matter of life and death.
Esther, entering the palace, kneeling before the king, said, "Your Majesty, if it pleases you, please save my people and spare them from harm."
King Ahasuerus, looking at Esther with concern, said, "What is happening? What has occurred?"
Esther told the king about Haman's sinister plot and revealed her Jewish identity. The king was greatly shocked, and he decided to thwart Haman's wicked scheme.
King Ahasuerus to Haman said, "Your conspiracy has been exposed, and you will face the consequences you deserve."
The king ordered Haman's plan to be reversed, allowing the Jewish people to protect themselves. Haman was deeply humiliated, and his plot ultimately failed to come to fruition. Esther requested the king's forgiveness for her people and the complete prevention of Haman's plot. The king granted her request and ordered Haman to be executed. In the end, the Jewish people were granted protection, and they were able to safeguard their lives and property. Esther also gained the support of the king and became an influential woman. The Jewish people celebrate their salvation, naming the holiday Purim. They feel great joy and pass down this story to future generations to remember the protection of God and the wisdom of Esther. This story teaches us that even in the face of difficulties, responding to God's call and relying on wisdom and courage can help overcome challenges. Esther's kindness and determination helped her save her people and earned her the respect and admiration of others. This story also reminds us that even if we are in the minority, we can stand up against evil and achieve justice. Festival knowledge. The origin of the story. Purim's origin is derived from the story in the book of Esther, as mentioned earlier. In this story, King Ahasuerus of the Persian Empire was misled and merely issued a decree allowing Haman to destroy all the Jewish people. However, a young Jewish woman named Esther, risking her life, implored the king to thwart this plan, ultimately saving her people. Purim is a holiday commemorating this event. Meaning of story. Courage and salvation. Purim emphasizes the significance of individual courage and faith. Esther's courageous actions saved her people, and this story reminds us that in challenging times, individuals can make a positive impact and save others. Unity and collective memory. Purim also emphasizes the unity of the Jewish community. When faced with danger, Jews come together and work collectively for their survival. This holiday strengthens the bonds among Jewish people, allowing them to commemorate this important historical event together. Celebration and joy. Purim is a holiday filled with joy and celebration. People often exchange gifts, share food, read the Book of Esther, and participate in grand feasts on this day. The atmosphere of this holiday is festive, and people express gratitude for God's salvation and protection. In summary, Purim is an important Jewish holiday that commemorates the courage of Esther and the salvation of the Jewish people. It also emphasizes the values of unity, faith, and joy. It holds special significance within the Jewish community and is celebrated with enthusiasm every year. Animals Mid-Autumn Mooncake Party. Hi, dear little ones. Today, I want to share with you a story about a beautiful forest and a group of adorable animals. In this story, there are little rabbits, squirrels, crows, and hedgehogs who celebrate a special holiday together, and that holiday is the Mid-Autumn Festival. It's a story filled with laughter, delicious mooncakes, and heartwarming moments. So let's listen together. In a beautiful forest, there lived a group of adorable little animals, including a little rabbit, a little squirrel, a little crow, and a little hedgehog. Every year, they would host a grand mooncake party on the Mid-Autumn Festival, celebrating this special holiday together. On the morning of the Mid-Autumn Festival, as the sun rose, the forest echoed with laughter. Little Rabbit and Little Squirrel set up a small party area under a big tree in the forest. They decorated the table with fresh flowers and arranged plates of mooncakes in various flavors, including strawberry, lotus seed paste, walnut, and durian, along with delicious pomegranate. The mooncakes are made together by everyone. The hedgehog holds the flour, the squirrel kneads the dough, and the rabbit and squirrel prepare various flavors of fillings.
The rabbit says, "We're using fresh strawberries to make strawberry filling, so the mooncakes will be even more delicious."
The squirrel says, "Walnut filling is my favorite. Its aroma is intoxicating."
Everyone together stuffs the filling into the dough skin, carefully shaping them into different forms, including circular ones, flower-shaped ones, and even mooncakes in the shape of small animals. Then, they place these adorable mooncakes in the oven and bake them until they turn golden brown. As the sky gradually darkened, a little hedgehog lit a colorful lantern and the party began. The small animals gathered around the table, laughing and enjoying the delicious mooncakes they had made with their own hands while sharing their stories and jokes with each other.
The little rabbit said, "I love the strawberry mooncakes I make the most. They're so fragrant and sweet."
The little squirrel chimed in, "My walnut mooncakes are also delicious. Everyone should give them a try."
They tasted each other's mooncakes and couldn't stop praising them. As night fell, a bright moon hung high in the sky.
A little crow suggested, "Let's admire the moon."
Everyone followed him to a grassy field, lying quietly, feeling the tranquility of the night tinged with a hint of autumn. They gazed up at the round and luminous moon in the night sky, with moonlight casting upon them. On their faces, you could see a touch of contentment and happiness. Back at the party venue, the animals gathered around, chatting and laughing. At that moment, the little squirrel strummed a guitar and everyone started dancing, creating a joyful atmosphere. It was quite a lively scene. Finally, everyone made wishes together, hoping to reunite next year's Mid-Autumn Festival and continue the joyful times.
Little Rabbit said, "We should be grateful, cherish our friendships and family, and share love and happiness together."
Under the moonlight of the Mid-Autumn Festival, the small animals had an unforgettable night. They knew that as long as they were with family or good friends, whatever they ate would be the most delicious food, and wherever they were would be the coziest place. Festival Fun Facts. The Mid-Autumn Festival, also known as the Moon Festival, is an important traditional Chinese holiday. It is typically celebrated on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month, which falls between late August and mid-September in the Gregorian calendar. This holiday has deep historical and cultural significance, and its meanings include the following aspects. Moon gazing, an important traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival, is moon gazing. This is because the moon on the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival is particularly bright and round, symbolizing family harmony and happiness. People often go outdoors to admire the moon, or they may arrange mooncakes, pomelos, and other symbolic items at home before coming together as a family to appreciate the moon. Moon gazing, an important traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival, is moon gazing. This is because the moon on the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival is particularly bright and round, symbolizing family harmony and happiness. People often go outdoors to admire the moon, or they may arrange mooncakes, pomelos, and other symbolic items at home before coming together as a family to appreciate the moon. Moon gazing, an important traditional activity during the Mid-Autumn Festival, is moon gazing. This is because the moon on the night of the Mid-Autumn Festival is particularly bright and round, symbolizing family harmony and happiness. People often go outdoors to admire the moon, or they may arrange mooncakes, pomelos, and other symbolic items at home before coming together as a family to appreciate the moon.
The Compassionate Samaritan. Long, long ago, on an ancient road in Jerusalem, there was a place called Samaria. The people in this place lived simple, kind lives, but they were often discriminated against and excluded by people from other places. One day, the sun was high in the sky, its dazzling rays shining upon the face of a Jewish man. This Jewish man was a merchant, carrying a bundle, and he was walking on the road leading to the countryside. However, this road was not smooth. Instead, it was filled with thorns and bumps. Suddenly, a group of bullies jumped out and blocked the Jewish man's path. They threatened him and violently assaulted him, causing him to be severely injured and bloody. They stole his bundle and even took away a cherished family book from him. As the Jewish man lay on the ground, suffering and moaning in pain, a priest happened to pass by on that road. The priest saw the Jewish man but chose to walk around him, continuing on his way, seemingly turning a blind eye to his suffering. Then the Levite also came by, and he saw the Jewish man as well. He paused, furrowed his brow, and then made the choice to walk around him, continuing on his way. He appeared to be indifferent to the Jewish man's plight. Just as the Jewish man was feeling hopeless, a Samaritan approached. This Samaritan was strong and sturdy, but his eyes radiated gentleness and compassion. He saw the injured Jewish man and immediately stopped, crouching down, and asked with genuine concern, "What happened to you? Do you need help?" The Jewish man managed to lift his head, looking into the eyes of the Samaritan, and he felt a wave of warmth and emotion wash over him.
The Jewish man said, "I was attacked by robbers, severely beaten, and they even took away my bundle and cherished family book."
The Samaritan said, "Don't worry, I'll help you. Let me take a look at your wounds."
The Samaritan carefully tended to the Jewish man's wounds, taking out a bottle of clean water and some herbs from his own belongings. With gentle care, he skillfully bandaged the wounds, soothing the pain and discomfort.
Samaritan said, "Can you walk? I can help you to a nearby inn for some rest."
The Jewish man smiled faintly and nodded in gratitude. The Samaritan helped him down the hill, and along the way, the two of them conversed, sharing their stories. Eventually, they arrived at a small inn. The Samaritan took care of the Jewish man, paid for the inn, and left enough money for his recovery. He also told the innkeeper that if more money was needed, he would return to cover the expenses.
Jewish man said, "Thank you. You are truly my lifesaver. How can I ever repay your kindness?"
Samaritan said, "You're welcome. I just did what I should. As long as you take care of yourself and extend a helping hand to others, that's the best way to repay me."
This story teaches us that kindness and compassion know no boundaries. The Samaritan, despite being marginalized, demonstrated the utmost care and assistance. In contrast, the priest and Levite, representing religious or social status, chose indifference and turning a blind eye when others needed help. Through this story, we are taught to respect and assist anyone in need, regardless of their background and identity.
Little Ming and the Typhoon Adventure. Have you ever heard of a typhoon? It's a very powerful natural disaster, but if we know what to do, we can keep ourselves safe. Now, let's listen to how Little Ming and his family faced the challenge of a typhoon and took typhoon safety measures to protect themselves. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Little Ming who lived in a beautiful village that was often visited by typhoons. Little Ming was very clever, and he knew that when a typhoon was approaching, families needed to take certain special measures to protect themselves and their loved ones. One day, Little Ming's dad noticed that the sky was turning dark with thick clouds and the wind was getting stronger. He knew a typhoon was on its way. He immediately gathered his family in the living room, including Little Ming, his mom, and his younger brother.
Little Ming's dad began to explain. "Children, a typhoon is a very powerful natural disaster, and we need to take some typhoon safety measures to protect our home. First, we need to bring in all the outdoor items to prevent them from flying away or causing harm."
Little Ming started helping his dad and mom bring in flower pots, chairs, toys, and other things from outside, making sure that nothing outside could become dangerous flying objects.
Next, Little Ming's mom said, "We also need to make sure we have enough food and drinking water in the house because the typhoon might last for some time, and we won't be able to go out shopping."
Little Ming's younger brother ran to help find canned food, bread, and water, while Little Ming checked the light bulbs and flashlights to ensure they had enough lighting in case the power went out.
Finally, Little Ming's dad said, "Children, if the typhoon arrives, we need to take shelter in a safe place, away from windows and large trees. That way, we can stay safe."
Little Ming and his younger brother nodded in understanding, knowing that their family's safety was very important. The typhoon eventually arrived with strong winds, But Little Ming's family had taken all the necessary typhoon safety measures. They huddled in a safe place and were not worried about any danger. After the typhoon passed, they checked their home and found that it had not suffered much damage. Little Ming's dad praised them for doing a great job, and they learned that their typhoon safety measures had protected their home and their safety. Little Ming and his younger brother learned what to do when a typhoon approaches, understanding that the safety of their family is the most important thing. This story tells us that when a typhoon is approaching, families can work together to do some simple but important things to protect themselves. By helping each other, we can weather the typhoon and ensure our family's safety. We hope that Little Ming and his family story helps you understand the importance of typhoon safety measures and encourages you to take action to protect yourself and your loved ones when needed. Little Ming and the Courageous Earthquake. Hello everyone! Today I want to share a very special story with you. The story is called Little Ming and the Brave Earthquake. Do you remember Little Ming? He's the clever young boy we talked about before, who learned how to protect himself and his family when a typhoon comes. Today, we're going to hear about how he faced a new challenge, an earthquake, and learned some new ways to keep safe. Are you ready? Let's start this adventure filled with learning and bravery. Little Ming's family had already learned how to take typhoon precautions when a typhoon was approaching, but this time they were facing an entirely new challenge, an earthquake. Little Ming knew that an earthquake was a powerful natural disaster, so he decided to help his family learn how to protect themselves. One day, as Little Ming was playing at home, he suddenly felt the floor shaking and the furniture swaying. He immediately realized that it was an earthquake, and he needed to act quickly to help his family stay safe. Little Ming first called out to his family, instructing them to get down on the floor to reduce the risk of getting injured. His mother and younger brother both crouched down, shielding their heads with their arms to protect themselves. Then, Little Ming pointed at the books on the bookshelf and said, "We need to stay away from tall objects to prevent them from falling and hurting us." Little Ming helped the whole family move to a safe spot, away from the bookshelf, large furniture, and windows. When the earthquake finally stopped, Little Ming's family all felt safe, and they checked their home together. Some items had fallen over, but no one in the family was injured.
Little Ming's dad said, "Little Ming, you did an excellent job. Your calmness and knowledge helped keep us safe." Little Ming's dad said, "Little Ming, we need to inspect the tiles and the steel structures to ensure they are secure and won't collapse."
Little Ming and his dad checked the building structure together, making sure there was no apparent damage.
Little Ming smiled and said, "We must always be careful and know how to protect ourselves."
This story teaches us that when an earthquake occurs, families can take action together, adopting crucial earthquake safety measures to ensure their safety. Through helping each other, we can bravely face earthquakes and protect ourselves and our loved ones. I hope this story helps you understand how to stay calm and protect yourself during an earthquake, just like Little Ming did. No matter what happens, safety is always the most important thing.
Little Ming and the Wisdom of Fire Safety. Hello, everyone. Today, we have an interesting story to share about Little Ming and his family, and how they faced a fire, remained calm, and protected themselves and each other. This story will teach us some important fire safety knowledge. Let's listen to how Little Ming and his family handled this challenge. One day, Little Ming and his family were in the kitchen, preparing dinner together. Mom was cooking a delicious meal, and Dad was helping with the vegetables. The family was engrossed in their conversation, completely unaware that a fire was about to break out. Suddenly, Dad shouted for help in the kitchen, and Little Ming turned around to see that the pot of cooking oil had caught fire. Flames were leaping high, and the fire was spreading rapidly. Little Ming realized the seriousness of the situation, and he quickly, calmly grabbed the pot lid. He placed it over the burning pot, depriving the fire of oxygen, and the flames were extinguished, bringing the fire under control. Little Ming's family watched him handle the fire calmly and felt very surprised and relieved. Taking advantage of the moment, Dad gathered the family and said,
"Everyone, this fire has taught us a very important lesson. First, if there's a fire, we should quickly find a pot lid or cookware and cover the source of the fire. This can help us control the flames. Second, never hide in the bathroom. Bathrooms don't have exits, and most bathroom doors are made of plastic, which can melt quickly in a big fire."
Little Ming asked, "Where should we hide?"
Little Ming's mom said, "If the fire can't be quickly controlled, we should immediately leave the room. We should use damp cloths to cover our mouths and noses, crouch low as we move, reducing the risk of inhaling toxic smoke, and find the nearest safe exit."
Little Ming's dad continued, "If escaping isn't an option, and there's smoke from the fire, we should close the room door and try to seal the gaps to prevent the smoke from entering. We can use damp cloths or clothes to block the gaps around the door and vents."
Little Ming added, "And if our clothes catch fire, we should never run. We should immediately drop to the ground, cover our faces, and roll to extinguish the flames."
This story teaches us that when faced with a fire, staying calm and having knowledge is crucial. Every member of the family should be aware of the basic fire safety procedures to ensure their safety. Through this experience, Little Ming's family learned how to handle a fire and be prepared for any emergency. We hope that this story helps you learn about fire safety, just like Little Ming did, by staying calm and protecting yourself and your family. Today's story ends here, kids. See you next time.
Thanksgiving story. Dear children, Thanksgiving is a holiday that comes from a beautiful story. It's a day filled with God's love, protection, and gratitude. On this day, we share delicious food, laugh with friends, and express gratitude for life. Let's listen to this story full of friendship and God's protection, and spend a special Thanksgiving together. A long time ago, on a ship called the Mayflower, a group of brave people sailed from a distant place in search of a new home. They were known as the Puritans. These adventurers arrived at a land called Plymouth Colony, but in the early days, they faced many challenges. When winter came, the cold weather and scarce food made life extremely difficult. Many people fell ill and perished due to hunger and cold, casting a shadow of sorrow over the entire colony. However, in this challenging time, they befriended the local Native Americans, who became their allies and friends. The Native Americans taught the new immigrants how to survive in this unfamiliar land. They learned to hunt, plant corn and pumpkins, discovering the abundant resources of the land. In the following year, they finally welcomed a season of abundance and celebrated with gratitude. To express gratitude to God, these new immigrants decided to celebrate together with the Native Americans. They invited the Native Americans to join a grand feast, expressing thanks for God's grace. This feast became a special moment symbolizing friendship, God's protection, and the spirit of gratitude. This beautiful tradition is the origin of Thanksgiving. Every year, people gather on Thanksgiving Day to share food, laughter, and express gratitude for God's grace in their lives. This story reminds us that a grateful heart and the spirit of cooperation are essential aspects of our shared existence. Let's celebrate this special day filled with love and gratitude together. Festival Trivia. Thanksgiving is a holiday filled with gratitude and joy, usually celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November each year. The origin of this holiday comes from the story of brave Puritans living in the New World, enduring the harsh winter alongside local Native Americans, and celebrating the harvest together. On Thanksgiving, families and friends gather together to share a delicious feast, with the classic centerpiece being turkey. People express gratitude to each other, reflecting on the wonderful moments of the past year and thanking their loved ones. More importantly, Thanksgiving is a moment to express gratitude for God's providence, acknowledging His careful protection and blessings in our lives. Additionally, many people participate in charitable activities, helping those in need and extending the spirit of gratitude to the entire community. Thanksgiving reminds us to cherish the people and things around us and to be more aware of the power of gratitude, including gratitude for God's providence. Let's share love and gratitude together on this special day, experiencing moments of happiness.